Oh man, the cheat. This is gonna be awesome. This thing's gonna shoot all the way up to Europa and bring us back a couple of European lobsters to grill up. Alright, 3, 2, 1...
This is Europa. It is one of Jupiter's 63 moons and is approximately the same size as Earth's moon, Luna. Discovered by Galileo Galilei in 1610, it is named after a Phoenician noblewoman who was abducted by Zeus when he appeared to her in the form of a white bull. Though Europa appears to be cracked and broken all over, it is actually known as one of the smoothest objects in the solar system. This trait is brought about by the substance that makes up the moon's surface, water ice. But despite its alleged smoothness, Europa still does exhibit a fractured appearance. But why? There are two reasons. One reason is gravity. Because of Jupiter's sheer size and mass, its gravity is great enough to cause Europa's surface to shift and bulge as it's pulled endlessly toward the planet. The other reason has to do with the composition of the moon itself.
It looks like a cracked egg. It really looks like the whole thing had liquid water on it at some time. It froze and it cracked. And we believe that these patterns are due to tidal forces that crack it.
These tidal forces do not originate from liquid water running on the surface of Europa. Instead, scientists are led to believe that beneath miles and miles of the moon's icy surface lies a massive ocean, which could be made of salt water.
There is a lake in Antarctica called Lake Vostok that scientists think is an analogy to what we see in Europa. Antarctica has a huge thick ice crust, and underneath there is this liquid lake, and we think that this may be very similar to the water ice underneath the surface that we see on Europa.
So, wait, this frozen wasteland of a moon may actually contain water? Maybe even salt water? This prospect is very exciting for scientists, because life on Earth originated in the oceans, in part due to the salty nature of the water. As we have discovered through our own evolution, where there is salt water, there is the potential for the formation of amino acids, the building blocks of life. So, does that mean that Europa may harbor life beneath its icy crust? Scientists think that this could be quite possible. After all, the gravitational pull on Europa by Jupiter that causes its surface to crack also causes its iron core to flex, heating the moon from the inside out. If a heated ocean lies beneath Europa's ice, then the surface of the moon itself might insulate that water enough to allow it to harbor life. But how can we find out?
I want to go ice fishing on Europa. Cut a hole, put a submersible, look around, see if anything swims up to the camera lens and licks the camera.
Though he is obviously off in technique to some degree, Mr. Tyson has the right idea. In 2000, NASA and the European Space Agency created a proposal to fly a probe to Europa, visiting Jupiter's other ice moons, Ganymede and Callisto, along the way. This mission would be called the Jupiter Icy Moons Orbiter, aka JIMO. Though this proposal has been turned down for the time being, NASA and ESA have created several computer simulations of what the JIMO probe would do if it was able to reach Europa and fulfill its purpose. The probe will enter Europa's oxygen-filled atmosphere and land on a relatively flat portion of the moon's icy surface. Then it will release a remotely controlled drill that will tunnel its way down through the ice, hopefully popping out into an ocean a few miles later. Once the drill finds itself in water, it will open and release a small, lighted submersible that will swim around, capturing picture and possibly video of the environment. Scientists hope to find hydrothermal vents similar to those found in the depths of Earth's oceans. On our planet, these vents are found in the darkest, coldest, and most inhospitable places in the ocean, and yet they teem with life of all shapes and sizes. Perhaps if we discover similar vents on Europa, we may also discover life.
Where's my space lobster?
Though it probably won't be in the form of a European lobster.